Chelsea fans, after that horrible 3-1 loss to Manchester City, Chelsea now drop down to 6th in the Premier League. And after some massively poor performances, we need to talk about it. This match should have gone completely different. We were in pole position for the first 15 minutes and then we absolutely capitulated. We were atrocious. We were shocking. So this video is not a 5 things we learned from Man City 3, Chelsea 1, because there is a lot more than 5 things that we need to talk about. Now, I'm hoping that this video isn't too long and it is going to be a rant, because we are talking from the owners, the sporting directors, the manager, the players, everything around Chelsea Football Club. This video is the horrible truth about Chelsea Football Club, the Man City Chelsea review. Did you know that 90% of the people watching this video right now are currently not subscribed to the channel? So make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you're a Chelsea fan who enjoys Chelsea content. Make sure you join the community and let's get into the video. First off, I have to say sorry for the delay in the video. Usually I'm straight after the game and get something uploaded, but I had to take my little girl to the hospital last night. She is not very well. She is on the mend. She is getting better, but that is why it is late. And I'm kind of glad that I've had the time to really think about this video and think about what I want to say, because honestly, there is so much to go through. You guys that are subscribed to me, you know that I am a level-headed, passionate Chelsea fan who's always optimistic, and it takes a lot to really get under my skin, because I like to buy into things. I like to, trust the process, as they always say. And yes, I can be negative and positive. I like to see both sides of the coin, but now we just need to talk about it, because this entire club is an absolute joke right now. Let's talk about the owners, Clearlake and Todd Boehly and Egg Barley and all of those people. They came into Chelsea Football Club purchasing it off of Roman Abramovich. Now, that whole situation was a mess. Let's be honest, it was a mess. Roman was forced out. We needed a buyer, etc. Cool. They came in and we were like, okay, cool. These are massive investment bankers. They've made billions and billions. They know what they're doing, surely. Well, it doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it at all. They said to us, judge us in 4 transfer windows. That's when we can really start to see the improvements and we can really start to see the vision that we're implementing. We've had countless managers. We've had countless players. It's the 5th window this January. What is going on? We've spent, nearly 2 billion on these players. Players coming and going. Yes, I would say we have improved, because we are 6th rather than 12th than we were this time last year. But have we really improved that much? Have we really improved that much? And when it comes to the sporting directors, there must be some politics going on, because how do you have players like Disassi and Badiashile who are absolutely atrocious, and I don't care what anyone says, they are atrocious footballers that shouldn't be playing for Chelsea, regardless if they're injured or fit, whatever. They should not be in the starting 11. Yes, they did a job for us last season, cool. We had so many injuries, we didn't have a choice, and they were still bad. Very inconsistent, constant mistakes. Why are we not getting rid of them? Is it because one of the sporting directors has bought them from Monaco and he has ties to them? Is it the politics of that? We've recalled Trevor Chalobah, but the amount of pressure and the situation that we had, where we're like, well, we need a centre-back, rather than go out and buy one, let's recall one we should have never sent on loan. What is with that? We've recalled Anselmino. I don't even know what's happening with him. Yes, he's 19 years old, but we're not utilising him. Not in the squad. Maybe he's taken some time to adjust. Fair enough. But you clearly see that we have an issue at centre-back. Levi Colwill last night was atrocious. He was bullied the entire game. Absolutely bullied. He's just come back from injury. You chuck him straight into the starting 11. Now, yes, in my predicted 11, I said, yeah, play Levi Colwill. He's a good defender. But we are seeing week by week now, and especially last night, he was exploited time and time again like he wasn't even playing. It was a shocking performance for him. Now, yes, he was marking Haaland, and I get it. Haaland's one of the best strikers in the world. I'm not expecting him to completely nullify him like a Gabriel Saliba pairing, right? I'm not expecting that. But honestly, the showing that Colwill had last night was atrocious. And he's just the tip of the iceberg. There were so many players out there last night that were so poor. So the centre-back issue needed sorting, and they've not done anything about it. And there's, a week-ish left of the window. Are they going to rectify it? Probably not. This holding midfield role, that 6th position, we are crying out for some strength there. Caicedo is playing every minute of every game, and if there's anything happens to him, we are cooked. Absolutely cooked. He puts in a Caicedo standard performance every week, but that's not good enough when it's on his own. He gets isolated, he gets ran through because no one else is performing to the standards that he set himself. He's a fantastic player, but we can't keep relying on him. Enzo Fernandez is coming to some good form, and he's also being overworked and overplayed. So you you've got Caicedo and Enzo, and there is no alternative. We have KDH, who isn't good enough to be a Chelsea player, who was bought in, again, from politics of, we play with Maresca, he's going to help bed in the system. We're not even using him. Maresca comes out and says, oh, we trust him. You know, he's a player for a position. He's got a job to do in these types of games. Use him then. Put some fresh legs on. You got Fernandes and Caicedo that are like, please, boss, we are exhausted. But don't worry, we'll just keep running and running and running. And the performance drops so much because of it. I don't blame those two players. I really don't, because of how much the workload and the pressure to run that midfield is on them all the time. We haven't even got into Sanchez. Which again, get out of my club, man. Like, the guy is an absolute disgrace. He is one of the worst goalkeepers I've ever seen in the history of football. He is terrible. Leading for errors, mistakes leading to errors. He's in the top 5 leagues of Europe. That is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And again, why did we buy Robert Sanchez? Was it a political thing? You got the sporting directors and the links with Brighton. We brought him. He was third choice for Brighton. Third choice goalkeeper for Brighton is now the Chelsea number 1. Do you know how much of a joke that is? Now, yes, I'll always back a player when they first start until they give me a reason not to. Sanchez has given us untold amount of reasons to not trust him, but yet Maresca backs him. Maresca trusts him. Maresca needs to get a backbone and play Jorgensen. We could go out and get another goalkeeper. I can't see us going to do that because we spent 45 million on Jorgensen, who sits on the bench and plays Europa Conference League games. It's a joke. I don't understand what Enzo Maresca is seeing with Robert Sanchez day in, day out to say, Jorgensen isn't good enough, Sanchez is my man. That's the person that we put behind the sticks every single game, no matter how many mistakes he makes. Last night, mate, he was an absolute joke. I can't get my head around it. Positioning, absolutely Sunday league, like minor level, like under 8s. Actually, that's an insult to under 8s. They wouldn't even make that mistake. What was he doing for that goal where he was at the edge of the box? The guy baffles me. The most mistakes leading to goals conceded. He can't distribute the ball, which is his main job in a Maresca system, as he keeps coming out to say, we need a goalkeeper that can play with their feet. We need a goalkeeper that can distribute the ball. He can't do that. So why do we keep playing him? Put Jorgensen in for a stint of games. He's not the best. Again, I think he is the best of a bad bunch that we have, but we also have about 400 goalkeepers on loan. Why did we loan out Petrovic? What, because he can't play with the ball at his feet? Sure, he can learn that because he's actually a good keeper. He can catch a ball, doesn't throw it in his own net. He definitely doesn't come out to get chipped at the edge of the box when there was no reason to be out there at all. He's better in one-on-one situations. He's a great shot stopper. And you could argue that Sanchez has a great save percentage in terms of stopping shots. I don't care about that. If he's basically 35 yards out when a player's through on goal, what is going on? Maresca needs to just go, nah, Sanchez, you're not good enough. Why is he coming out publicly straight after a game where he played that badly to say, actually, yeah, Sanchez is the man. We trust him. He is our number 1. He's fantastic. Don't worry. He knows the mistakes he made. He just... hopefully we get a reaction next week. What are you on about? Drop the guy. Absolutely drop him. He shouldn't be playing. As you guys can tell, this is a rant video. It probably makes no sense with no structure, but I need to get this off my chest. We then move on to Reece James. I love Reece James, and I've made videos about it before, and I'll speak to loads of other Chelsea fans. He is Mr. Cobham. He is Chelsea captain. He bleeds blue. I get that. He's just come back from injury. He's, played a few games, got some minutes. Played against City last night, and I'm going to be honest, woeful. Like, Maresca's already come out and said he doesn't want him bombing up and down the wings. It's a waste of energy. He doesn't like his fullbacks to play that way. Fair enough. But he needs to do something different because Reece James got caught out time and time again last night and he looked amateur against a City team that was so beatable. So beatable. It just, mate, it honestly baffles me. You then move to your wide players. I'm a big fan of Sancho. He tried getting involved in the game, but wasn't a lot he could do. Noni got himself a goal, right place, right time. And I love that. He gets so much hate online. And I understand he's a frustrating player. All right, I understand that. He's very traditional. High, wide, beat your man, try and get the ball in the box. People slate him. They use him as a scapegoat. And I get it. He's a frustrating player to watch. Right place, right time. He got himself a goal and we go 1-0 up. Great. But then after the 15-minute mark, the entire team just went, we're just going to sit back at the Etihad against City and just play really passive and just see what happens. It's an absolute joke, mate. I don't know what Maresca's tactics are. He keeps saying that we've seen improvements. But, well, I'm sorry, but what was it, the last 7 games? We've had 1 win. What improvements are you talking about? At the start of the season, all right, we had a bit of a rocky start because we played City first game. Then we went on a 10-game unbeaten run. How are you telling me now is better than then? It doesn't make any sense at all. Now, I still back Maresca. I think he's good enough to do the job. However, things need to change. He needs to change the tactics. If you're doing like-for-like subs every single game when things aren't working, guess what that does? That injects new, fresh legs and energy. Yes. Does it change the dynamic of the game? No. Teams are just setting up against us going, oh, we know what they're going to do. They're going to come out the blocks for 5-10 minutes, ride the wave, hit them on the counter, go 1-0 up. Sanchez will give us about 3 goals anyway, so we don't even have to do much. Just defend for a bit. And then the second half, they're all shattered because they're playing the same players all the time. They can't keep up the high-intensity press, which most of the time last night was non-existent. And then we'll go hit them on the counter and score a couple more. Like, if I can see that as an ordinary fan, what do you think professional managers and coaches and tacticians are seeing? Like, it's so... Like I said, I back Maresca. I think that he can do the job. I just think he's being extremely stubborn and he needs to have another dynamic in this game. So many Chelsea fans were calling out for Nkunku to get game time. Right? Give Nkunku minutes. He's better than Jackson. He got half an hour last night and I forgot he was on the pitch because that dude does not press. That dude in Nkunku is not a 9. So if you're not going to play him in a position that suits him, don't bother playing him. Don't bother playing him. And yes, Jackson is extremely frustrating. And after last night, you start to question yourself and you think, come on, man, I'm backing you till the cows come home. But you're making my job very difficult. No 1 goal in the last 7 games or no goals in the last 7 games. Come on, man. Like, you're going for a dip of form, fine, but you need to pick yourself up and start getting on the score sheet. He did get an assist, which is a positive, and I will always take that. That's a goal contribution. Fair enough. And his pressing is great. His hold-up play weren't great last night. His passing was atrocious. Cole Palmer, don't know what's going on with him. Very quiet game. Weren't great from him. He just kept trying to switch to the play when he got the ball, fair enough. But again, I think this is an Enzo Maresca problem where he's like, Palmer as a 10, that's where I want to play him. Teams are now doubling and tripling up on him in the centre of midfield and blocking him out of the game every single week. He's either having to drop deep to try and pick the ball and make something happen with some magic, or we break quickly and he finds himself in some space, but then we can't finish off the chance. We create so many chances and can't finish it. Now, a lot of people are grilling Jackson and Palmer for that chance to make it 2-0, and I totally agree. If the pass from Palmer was better, Jackson could have had a tap-in. And I think Jackson actually made the right decision by not trying to swing a leg at it and shoot, by holding onto the ball and trying to find a cutback. Because he's been in that position before, he does swing a leg, and it goes over the bar or wide, and we then go, why have you missed a sitter? So I think in that specific scenario, yes, Jackson is, he can't win either way. But at the same time, it's just frustrating because we should have buried that game. It's the same thing every week, but across the park, this whole team capitulated. We folded like deck chairs. Man City was so beatable. So beatable. They have been on a poor run of form. They have slowly started turning their form around, say, the last 3 or 4 games. They play us, and we make them look like prime Barcelona. Something needs to change. Something needs to change. Maresca needs to grow a backbone. He needs to stop being so stubborn. We need another dynamic when the game isn't going our way, which seems to be every single week where we go 1 up or we draw and create a lot of chances but can't finish our dinner. The sporting directors need to go into the transfer market and stop chasing people like Garnacho. What? That doesn't even make sense. Get a centre forward. Nkunku wants to go and he isn't a 9. Jackson needs competition to bring his form back. If we don't want to trust Jackson as a 9, as our sole out-and-out striker, we need an alternative. Now, I'm not one of these Chelsea fans that's screaming to go get Victor Osimhen. I don't think he'll come to us. But we're linked with people like Delap and Sesko and Gyökeres. I don't think Gyökeres will come to us either. I think he'll go United and have the Amorim link up. I think Osimhen's actually going to go to Arsenal, if I'm being honest. Sesko, he'd prefer a move to Arsenal over Chelsea and United. Fair enough. I don't blame him. You look at our results, look at the way we're playing. Why would you want to come to us right now? Now, yes, we are higher up in the table than we were this time last year. But the argument is Poch had all these injuries. Maresca doesn't. Yes, he's got a couple of injuries here and there. Most of this team has played together for over a season. So what's the excuse? Is it his system? Is it the tactics? Is it blindness to what needs to change? Chelsea Football Club right now, or has been for the last 2 years, has been a circus. And when Maresca came in, it seemed like the circus had stopped for a bit. because he was like, right, here's the vision, here's the system, here's the players, this is what we're doing. And we started to see what Maresca wanted to do, the vision of where he was taking this club, and we were getting results. And even when we were playing badly, we were getting results. And I'm a big fan that if you play badly and churn out a result, that's a sign of a good team. But things have turned. Go through December, and the last sort of bit of November, December, and now January. What's going on? What's going on? Something clearly needs to change. And I'm not just going to sit here and go, yeah, I back Maresca until the high heavens and that's it. And it can't be questioned. And I'm not saying Maresca out. I'm just saying you're on fraud watch right now. To go from, a couple of points off Liverpool to 6th in a matter of, 6 or 7 games. Something clearly isn't working and something clearly isn't right. And like I said, Chelsea as a club, the circus has started again. We're going round and round and round and round. And I don't want our club to be like this. No Chelsea fan wants to see us like this. And I know rival fans love it. And it's cool. The game's the game. We're the same with likes of Man United and Arsenal years ago. The game's the game. But guess what? Arsenal sorted themselves out. They're now the ones that are sitting second consistently. Whether we like it or not. Man United are still going for a bit of a rough patch, let's be honest. But they're probably going to turn it around quicker than we do. Because Amorim's like, nah, you aren't good enough, you're not good enough, and you're not good enough. Bring me some players that are, and we'll change things. Does Maresca even have a say in the transfer window? Or is it all done by the sporting directors? Because it seems like we've got sporting directors that have no clue what they're doing, that are controlling a club like Chelsea with essentially endless pots of money. And it doesn't matter if they buy players and it doesn't work. Don't worry, we'll sell them in a few years for profit. I understand the business model. I really do. But you cannot neglect the first team. You cannot neglect the first team while you're doing this in the background. We don't want Garnacho. You're going to spend 60 mil on a winger. Well, I understand that Mudrik's position right now is, up in the air. We don't know until we get the B sample back. Right? We don't know. We don't know if he's going to get banned. So it could be precaution for that. But don't worry about that, because we've got Pedro Neto who can play both sides. We've got Noni. We've got Sancho. We have enough to get us through the season, right? What we really need right now is a striker, someone who can finish. We also need a different goalkeeper, whether that is Jorgensen for a stint of games, or we go and buy a new one, or we recall Petrovic. Anything is better than that absolute waste man in goal. He is shocking. Absolutely shocking. And as you can tell, this is a rant video. It probably makes no sense, but I needed to get this off my chest. Because I am a very level-headed, very optimistic Chelsea fan. I really am. And I'm trying to see both sides of the coin for most games, and if not all games. But last night, I was on a live watch-along on my TikTok, and I'm just saying to another creator, Doobs, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, what is actually going on? We can't seem to perform to any standard for a long period of time. First 15 minutes, we were fantastic. City looked like they didn't want it. They didn't want the smoke. We were all over them. We forced a mistake. We scored from it. After that, we were like, job's done. Yeah, we'll just chill for however many minutes are left and just hopefully Man City don't score. Haaland thing, I said at the end of the first half, is Haaland playing? I've not heard his name. I thought we dealt with him pretty well. Second half, he made me eat my words. Haaland's a world-class striker. And I was like, all right, fair enough. He is playing. But he made Colwell look like he wasn't there. Chalobah was the only one in that defence who was actually defensively one of the better ones out of us. Position-wise was great, other than the third goal. I think he was a bit caught off because Colwell was trying to hold up Haaland, and Haaland was like, yeah, bye. And Foden went through, and Chalobah was like, oh, great, I've been caught out, right? Fair enough. But overall, it was our best defender. Caicedo was the only one that put in a performance where he was trying, and everyone else around him. Fernandes was tired. Noni didn't track back. He was the reason we conceded the first goal. He was with his man and just watched him run and went, oh, that's a shame, isn't it? Oh, he's gone and scored. My problem. Reece James was out of position time and time again. This was a weakened City team as well. They were so up for beating last night. So up for beating. If we'd have scored that second chance, and it would have been a completely different game. And if we just had a different goalkeeper, mate. If we just have a different goalkeeper. If I look back at the last 7 games, and we just take Sanchez out and put Jorgensen in. Do you know what? Put Disasi in goal. Right? Take Sanchez out and put Disasi in goal. We probably would have picked up more points. Because of the mistakes that Sanchez makes, whether it's distribution that leads to a goal, whether it's a physical drop of the ball, or whether it's bad goalkeeping positioning. It doesn't matter what way you look at it. Sanchez needs to go. He's just not good enough. He's not good enough. And as long as we have him in the sticks, we will not be challenging for top 4. We will not be winning anything, because it means the team have to work twice as hard. And it's all well and good when we're outscoring teams 3, 4, 5 goals, but you cannot sustain that for a season. And we are clearly seeing that. We scored something like 80 goals so far in the season in such a short space, and now we can't score for toffee. It's not sustainable. It really isn't. We need a plan B. Teams are sussing us out. And it's just a joke, mate. It's just a joke. So I don't know how long this video is. It's just me ranting about my club. I don't even know if I'm going to upload this. So if you do see it, make sure you leave a like. I would really appreciate it. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section. I love having a conversation with you guys. And I'd be very interested to hear your views and opinions on Chelsea Football Club right now. Because from the top down, things need to change. I'm not saying get new owners. I'm just saying they need to tweak what they're doing. Sporting directors just need to not do what they're currently doing. And Maresca needs to actually fix up and go, right, here are the glaring issues we have. Let's fix it. But yeah, if you did enjoy the video, you're a Chelsea fan, enjoys Chelsea content, there's a thumbnail on the screen. Make sure you click a thumbnail because you enjoy that video too.